Hello, it is Thanksgiving Eve, and wow, we've been cooking around here. Carrie has been cooking now for what, 8 hours? You cooked for 8 hours today? Two big old turkeys, two massive pans of dressing. She refuses, though, to make the homemade cranberry sauce. There's something really special to her about the ocean spray. What is it that you call it? It's a jelly.
The cold canned maroon lump jelly with the ridges.
That nobody can cut straight. That nobody can cut straight. Listen, we're happy to be able to be with you. We were running a few minutes late. It was like Restream, which is our platform that beams this out to everyone around the world. All of a sudden decided to have an update today that I was not made aware of. I didn't know about it, so we had to go in and change some things. But that's my first gratitude, is to say I'm grateful for that. I don't want to take up a lot of your time this evening. We have some special guests who are going to come on and greet you. They're special to me. I consider them family, and some of them are biological family. Carrie and I, of course, most of you know this by now. We welcomed our first granddaughter into the world, Argolda Lynn Smith. Sorry, Doc. Smith. I'm used to saying Scott. Anyway, she's a Scott Smith Scott. Welcomed her into the world Friday night of last week. She's a beautiful baby doll. And her sister, Cooper, who we call Coop, we didn't realize, I don't think, that we were going to have two granddaughters. I mean, it just didn't occur to us because that's Doc's daughter, and welcomed two wonderful granddaughters into our family. So we are Baba and Gigi, to two beautiful girls. And so there's our two gratitudes. And the fact that Brianna is doing very well after her delivery of the baby, we're just excited and grateful. So tonight, I went through and asked a couple of folks, and some folks were able to get their videos to me and some were not, about sharing just a quick gratitude message with you from their hearts. But we put this right up in our gratitude night that was a few weeks ago at First Unity Spiritual Campus. And I had sat down to write a little something to go into sort of a little booklet that we put out. And it was titled Gratitude is the Way. And what I wanted to do was share those points, and then we'll have a video, just a couple of points to just remind us to get into this attitude of gratitude and stay in that habitual practice. Gratitude is the way, and it is a way. There's no way to gratitude. Gratitude is the way. It's about the practice of gratitude. And this old quote that is anonymous, at least it's anonymous to me. If some of you know who said this, I'd be glad to know who it was. But it basically says this: when you're eating fruit, remember the one who planted the tree. I'm sitting on a chair. Remember the people who put this chair together. When you're being supported by the couch, you're watching a television, you're talking on a phone, remember there were people involved with that very personal item to you in that moment. Sleeping on your bed at night. Somebody had to put that together, unless you built it yourself. Somebody had to put that together. So it's about understanding how connected we are to the rest of the world and being in a constant state of gratitude in that regard. To me, gratitude is really one of the most beautiful expressions of love. I've come to believe that gratitude is really it's the sort of the foundational virtue of all of the virtues. It's the parent to the other virtues of this life. And I, personally have been going through some emotional turmoil, some things internally within me. Something is shifting. Someone was telling me today that it's a celestial thing, that Mercury's in retrograde. Glory. The Mercury's in retrograde, which means it's kind of coming back around, and it's in retrograde into Sagittarius or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but that it's affecting people's feelings. And I've been feeling that quite a bit. And I wanted to remind myself and remind us to constantly stay in gratitude and remember that gratitude is a beautiful expression of love. There's a lot of science around gratitude and how it causes us to be more healthy in general, mental health and physical and spiritual health. And the one point that I wanted to make before we introduce a couple of guests to you was, if you'll start your day and end your day with gratitude, you'll find that those bookends really do start to affect transformation in your life. Starting with gratitude, ending with gratitude. I've mentioned to you who know me and have been with me for a long time, that one of the first things I do as I roll out of the bed in the morning is to say thank you. And somebody might say, thank you to what or to who? Well, just thank you. Thank you. Thank you to the body that's able to roll out of the bed. It sometimes rolls out of the bed with extra soreness than it used to when I was 20 years old. But to be able to roll out of the bed, period, and be able to get up on these feet. Thank you to my feet that are going to walk me across the room. Thank you to my kidneys that are going to help me to expel water from my system that normally happens right when I get up. So Michael Beckwith, I love this, calls it the PP prayer. As you are actually vacating your bladder and your kidneys, remember to thank your kidneys and to thank your body for the process of what it does to keep you supported. So start your day with gratitude, end your day with gratitude. Take 30 seconds in the morning. Again, even if it's while you're just using the restroom or taking a shower or whatever it is that you're getting ready for work, even if you're dreading work, think about, okay, I'm under a roof. I'm taking a shower. There must be clean enough water to take a shower. I'm in a house. Many are houseless. Many who came through the storm here recently in Florida, some of them have been rehoused. Some of them are still looking for a house. Thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for the shower that I'm taking. Thank you for the toothpaste to brush my teeth. You know what I mean? I think I'm making my point. I don't want to, stay with that ad nauseum. But start your day with gratitude. And as you go to sleep at night, instead of rehearsing and reviewing what you don't like, instead, what is it I'm grateful for? If you have a partner, are they laying in the bed next to you? And can you hear them breathing, which means they're alive and they're able to be with you and you're able to have that relationship. Even the challenging times, be thankful that they're available and they're right there next to you. Those little things, your children. We have so much to be grateful for, us personally, our family. So start your day and end your day with thanksgiving. Know that you can use gratitude to diminish, turn down the volume of frustration. When you're being frustrated, you're in the midst even of an argument. Is there something that I can bring up that I'm grateful for? Thinking in those terms, it changes the mindset because it changes your focus. Let's stay grateful. The Bible says, in everything, give thanks. It doesn't say for everything to give thanks. Certainly, if you smashed your finger with a hammer, you wouldn't necessarily be thankful for the hammer smashing the thumb. But in the midst of that, can I find something to be grateful for? Okay, I'm going to get out of the way. That's the point, first point for this evening, to start your day and end your day with gratitude. We're going to hear now from some wonderful friends of mine. I consider them to be family. Angie Berger, Reverend now Angie Berger. And Reverend Berger is going to be sharing with us her thoughts on gratitude today. And then my adopted dad. The thing is, I heard a quote years ago from Wayne Dyer that said, friends are God's apology for your family. I like to think that even if we have people in our lives who are relatives and maybe we don't want to necessarily see all of them tomorrow. Some of you may be dreading that tomorrow. I do know for a fact that God, if you'll allow it, the divine source will send people into your life that often can really sort of step into that gap. And so after you hear from Angie, you'll hear from somebody who I call my adopted dad, Jim Murphy.
Good evening, everyone. This year, I want to say that I'm thankful for my family, my friends, and my extended family. It's been a rough year, some ups and some downs, and I'm just so grateful and thankful for the encouragement, the talks, and the love that I've received this year. It hasn't been all ups and it hasn't been all downs, but I'm just so thankful that I have a village of people surrounding me that can be there for me, encourage me when I need it. So that's what I'm thankful for this year. Have a great one.
Hey all, Jim Murphy here. Just wanted everyone to know that two things I'm grateful for this Thanksgiving Day 2024 is the knowledge and awareness of the majority of good that's in the world as compared to the other minor things that aren't so good that we hear mostly from our media and certain people that we know of. But otherwise, we've got a comparison to make right there between what's wonderful and what's not so wonderful. So those are the two things that I'm grateful for. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Bye.
Dad and Angie, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I know that it's been a challenging year for Angie. I know that it's been a challenging year for Dad Murphy. And yet you've continued to walk this journey. I mean, even Angie deciding, hey, you know what, I'm going to go with this. I'm going to be ordained. And what a wonderful soul. Dad Murphy, thank you for your love and your constant support. So point number 2, quiet your mind with gratitude. You know what I'm talking about. This brain, this mind that's always chattering. It always has an opinion, has judgments, prejudice, bias. If you have spent much of your time in negativity and have created a habit of negativity, it can have a tendency to make you look for the worst case scenario. In every scenario that presents itself to you, you automatically go to the finish line of how bad it could be. You can retrain your brain through quieting your mind with gratitude. Every time there's that negative, that fearful thing that jumps on you when you're coming into a situation and you start to automatically go to, well, man, I wonder how bad this is going to get. And then you start to rehearse that worst case scenario. Gratitude can help you to sort of put the brakes on, stop right there. Instead of going to worst case scenario, get into this attitude. And this is something that I suggest. Get into this attitude of, I am going to hope for the best and prepare for the best. And if the worst happens, I'll take care of that challenge either way. Someone said to me yesterday, whose family member was on life support, I wasn't ready for this. You know how often I've heard those words, I wasn't ready for this? I have heard those words even with people who had family members that had been dying from cancer for months. They weren't ready for it. November the 19th, we celebrated and grieved a whole year since Bishop Pearson transitioned. As much as we knew that it was possible in June and July that he may not make it through this challenge of cancer this time, as much as we knew that, we still weren't ready for it when he passed. I don't know that we're ever ready for it. Grief does not make an appointment. It doesn't set an appointment. And death doesn't ever give you some kind of an upfront forecast. It doesn't do that. Bad news doesn't have good timing. So the only way for us to really, I think, quiet our mind is through meditation, obviously contemplation on the positive, but also through gratitude. So I wanted to read this because I really put quite a bit of time into writing this. Gratitude originates from the heart, not the mind. So I want you to think about that just a moment. Gratitude originates in the heart, not the mind. The mind is rigid. It's supposed to be. The brain is rigid. It's supposed to be. It is a data information gathering machine that quantifies and measures everything based on the experiences that you've had so far. And it was programmed to help you preserve yourself. So it's supposed to be rigid. It's set in all T's being crossed and I's being dotted. Sometimes you feel like your I's are crossing and your T's are dotted. But gratitude, all of it originates in the heart. And this is where I think we're at as humanity. We're finally reaching that place where we're starting to move toward heart life instead of being so trapped in the mind. So to tap into the heartfelt appreciation, it's essential to quiet the chatter of the head, to calm that mind down. Try engaging in meditation and mindfulness, or as I like to say, mindlessness, to ground yourself in the present moment, be present with what's happening right now. This is where your heart truly resides, in the present moment. This is also where God resides, by the way. This is why it mentions in Hebrews 11:1 that now faith is the substance of things hoped for. In other words, in this present moment, now faith is. Gratitude resides in the heart, and the heart resides in the present moment. When you connect with your heart, gratitude flows naturally. It'll automatically start happening. You'll become more grateful. Greens will be more green, blues more blues, more blue. Cats will be more beautiful. The flowers more beautiful. Life in general will become more beautiful, and you'll be appreciating instead of depreciating the quality of your life. Living in the present moment will enhance every aspect of your life, from your health to in your body to the health of your relationships and even your career. You want your career to be better? It is a proven fact according to psychology. In fact, it was written in the Psychological Journal of 2015 that people who are grateful are more happy, not people who are more happy or more grateful. People who are more grateful are more happy. And that was after doing blind studies of studying people's lives, sociology, and those kinds of things. Conversely, letting your mind run wild can lead to negative spirals. I have nothing to look forward to. I feel so alone. Or can I even make my rent this month? One thought can lead to another, and before you know it, you can be downward spiraling. But gratitude can help you to have an upward charge, an upward move. If you're struggling to pay your rent, let me promise you this. If you're struggling to pay your rent, getting lost in that fact, as it may be, will not help you to get your rent paid. Being able to get into the truth that supersedes the fact will help you to expand and open up the windows of heaven, pouring out blessings more than you can contain. And that will happen through gratitude. That I am grateful that money is coming my way. I'm grateful that supply is coming my way. So learning how to quiet our mind, to me, is vital to nurturing an attitude of gratitude. My wonderful wife, who is not sitting in front of the camera, she's been cooking all day. She's like, I'm not getting on camera for this portion. After cooking for 8 hours, I'll make you a video. She made a video earlier, and so she's going to be speaking to us. And it's really cool because she's going to speak to us now by way of video, and so is my son Gavin. And we're going to let them share with you their own gratitude tonight.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I am so grateful that our children are with us under the same roof. I know we're in there cooking and the house is smelling good. The kids are on their devices, but just for everyone to be under the same roof is just awesome. And also, I am grateful for our community. I know John and I, when we moved here, we were pretty much alone with our children, and now, over the last 2.5 years, we've built a huge family. So I have lots to be grateful for today, but definitely first Unity and my family.
I'm Gavin, and 2 things I'm grateful for are my family and my friends, and music. Music more than my friends, of course. But, you know.
Let's not do that anymore.
Thank you, Carrie and Gavin. Gavin had his buddies there, too. That's one thing at this age. They'd rather be with their friends than family most of the time. That's actually pretty normal for everybody that gets offended by that. It's pretty normal. Again, I go back to, man, friends become our chosen family. And speaking of chosen family, actually, this is what I think I'm going to do here. Before I make point number 3, a chosen brother of mine is Alkis Chrisos. And Alkis has also made a greeting for us this evening. And so has my mom, Barbara Murphy. That's my adopted mother, who's married to the guy you saw earlier, Jim Murphy. And I'm going to ask them actually now to share with us. So this is Alkis Chrisos and Barbara Murphy.
I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. Period. I am trying to think a couple things I'm grateful for that I can just pull out from everything that I'm grateful for. It goes without saying. My family, our friends, which are like chosen family, the health and well-being to enjoy our family, of course. But I'm also grateful for this expanded human awareness. Such an exciting time to be alive, to be present, to be making a difference in our world, each of us in our own way. And just happy to be part of this beautiful expanded family. Grateful. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, I'm Barbara Murphy, sometimes known as Mama Murphy. Every day I'm grateful for the spiritual guidance that has come into my life. It's helped me through difficult times and brought great friends into my life. Recently, it has guided me back into my healthy and active lifestyle I enjoy. I hope everybody has a grateful and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Alkis and Mom Murphy. Mother Murphy, I love you. I know you've had a challenging year too. And you have come out of that and living your happy and healthy life. And you look so beautiful on camera. I know you don't care for cameras and videos, so thank you for being willing to do that. Point number 3, and then I'll make this very short, as Carrie probably rolls her eyes over there. I'll make this very short. Find daily inspiration through gratitude. And when I say find it, I chose my words carefully. Sometimes you have to go looking. Sometimes you feel like you're mining for it. Go find it. Look for things to be inspired by. And allow gratitude to bring you to that place of inspiration, because to be inspired is to be in spirit. It's one thing to be informed, and I don't want us to be uninformed. I don't want us to be misinformed. But let's remember that the form is really the smallest part of us. This form is the projection of our eternal self that is expanded and what I like to call spacious consciousness. The one that is connected irrevocably and eternally to Source is so much bigger than this body. As John Mayer says, I'm bigger than my body gives me credit for. This body is just a testimony, and in some ways, a limited testimony to my true and authentic self. A friend sent me a video today, and the video was all about, I'm tired of labels. And I'm tired of being a part of this group or a part of that group, or answering to this system that's so antiquated. I'm just ready to be, period. Just be. And so many of us are caught in a trap of thinking that we have to be somebody. Ram Dass taught us all that really the goal is to become nobody. It's to get to the place where your nobodiness really takes over the somebodiness, because most of that is influenced by other people in your life. You may have to go mining for something to inspire you. Do it through gratitude. If you're not feeling inspired throughout your day, start to list the things you feel blessed for having in your life. Go into gratitude, and then all of a sudden you're going to find inspiration starting to find you. There's an old song of the church, and to me it still blesses me, at least these lines. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings and see what God has done. Go ahead and start taking account of all of the blessings that you've experienced. And if it's nothing more than my lungs breathed for me through the night without me asking, if it's nothing more than my heart beat for me without me commanding a single beat, if that's all you can find to be grateful for, find that, and it will bring you up into a place of inspiration. So find daily inspiration through gratitude. Make it a habit to seek out inspiration in the little things every day. Again, whether it's listening to birds sing, it's watching the breeze blow through the trees, it's going for us down to the Gulf, or just going and sitting in our backyard and being able to enjoy a morning. These days, and the last few days, at least in Florida, it's been really nice temperature-wise in the mornings to go out and just enjoy that time. It might be a warm cup of coffee. It might be a smile from a stranger. It might be the beauty of a blooming flower. When you actively look for those moments, you'll develop a deeper appreciation for life itself. You know what I appreciate right now at this moment? That one of my kids just jumped into the pool and cannonballed. I love that. He's enjoying himself. And you can, if you watch your children, you'll see that when a baby cries, even though we know that maybe the baby's in distress, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to hear the baby cry. One of the things that happened when Brianna gave birth to Goldie was that it took a few moments for her to cry. And those were intense moments, like, okay, come on, cry now, cry. You know how the doctors will pat them on their butts? We used to say, give them a spanking. You get a spanking when you come into this world. You get a bunch of them before you become an adult. And then sometimes life will spank you. So they were concerned. There was a little bit of concern. And guess what? Hope was found in a baby's cry. Even though sometimes it's trepidatious is a word. Life can be trying and challenging. Find your way into a healthy attitude of gratitude, looking intentionally for inspiration, instead of that just sort of being a by the way thing. You'll find that that's a healthy habit. It will better your life. It'll actually transform your life into something even greater. These next three videos before we come back and close out are from my longtime doctor and dear brother, who was really Carlton Pearson's best friend for 40 plus years. Lived in Tulsa, went to Higher Dimensions Church all the way back in the day when Bishop Pearson had a big old, what do they call a big hair? An afro. We had a big old afro back in the day, and was traveling with the Oral Roberts singers from ORU. Dr. John has known him for many, many years, and Dr. John is going to be greeting us. And then Iman Holdridge, who is Reverend Iman Holdridge now, and she is the music director for First Unity Spiritual Campus, a wonderful human being. And then my youngest son, my youngest child actually, Rhett, believe it or not, will be joining us and greeting us with his gratitude as well. So Dr. John, Iman, and Rhett.
Hi, it's Dr. John DeStito. I just want to say that I'm grateful today for the love, the light, and the influence of so many friends and family that remind me of the good and even the God that still remains in this earth, in you and in me. I hope that this season we'll experience great joy, great belly gut laughter, and I want to encourage us all that this season, let's let our blessings overtake our wantings, and then it can become our sacrifice. So God bless you all, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Through all the things that I've been through in this journey of life, I am truly grateful that God continues to smile upon each and every move I make. Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm Rhett, and I am thankful for life and family.
I hope you've enjoyed the greeting from all of these beautiful souls this evening. And hopefully on this Thanksgiving Eve, you find a little inspiration from these wonderful words. I'm going to ask now, those of you who are watching, if you will maybe name a couple of things that you're grateful for. Carrie is going to be able to kind of vet those, and we have a few more minutes, maybe 5 minutes or so, and just type into the comments what you're grateful for, and then she's going to share that with me because I want to hear from you as well. And I'm going to invite you to embrace gratitude, let gratitude transform your daily experience, which will ultimately transform your life. Practice gratitude. It's not just a nice idea. It really is meaningful, and it really is life transforming. Gratitude can be your gateway to a life of abundance and happiness and joy and peace and stillness. And I invite you to consider making it a habit. Practice it. I'll go back over these points real quick as we are getting prepared to maybe hear from a couple of you. Start your day with gratitude. Quiet your mind with gratitude, and find daily inspiration through gratitude. And once again, we are grateful for the birth of our granddaughter and for the entrance into our life of Cooper as a granddaughter as well. Grateful that I had a chance. We actually all had a chance to be together, except for Chase and Jen and Bastion. They weren't with us, but our family was all in one place together for a few days, and that was pretty amazing, I got to tell you. Really loved that. Miss all of you folks from First Unity and One Love. We're back on track. Tomorrow is our Thanksgiving service. Those of you who are from First Unity Spiritual Campus, please consider being at this service tomorrow if you don't have things going on with your family. Those of you that don't have a space, come on back. Oh, you handed it to me now? Let's see. Is that from Vicky? Hey, Vicky. Let me tell you. Okay. Talk about gratitude. When we moved, because we moved residence, so much has happened. What was it, a week ago? About a week and a half ago when we moved residence, Vicky showed up and was with us for like 10 hours, packing a truck, packing up her vehicle. Vicky, so much gratitude to you. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. I owe you more than a dinner. But Vicky says she is grateful for Allie, She is grateful for her friends and family, especially First Unity family, for her pup. And she says to all of you, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Allie. Love you so much. And I see, thank you, Vicky and Allie. I see Allie on there too. See the hearts from you. Look at that. Anthony. Hey, Anthony. Good to see you this evening. Good to see you. Mom and Dad, Barbara and Jim. I believe Patricia Leffler was on just a little bit ago as well. Maybe still on now. And some other folks who just joined in with us. To Iman and to Angie, to Alkis, to Gavin, to Rhett, Dr. John, to, I said Angie. Did I say Angie, Reverend Angie? Iman and Carrie. Thank you to my wife for riding along with us this evening for this evening of gratitude. It smells like turkey and dressing in the house. It smells a little bit like bacon. We may have had a little bit of bacon this evening, making breakfast for dinner. I'm going to get up out of here now, and I want to say thank you. Thank you, those of you who tune into Midweek Connection, those of you who tune into the meditations. Thank you for your support, for your love, for your friendship. Again, those who are going to be with us tomorrow at First Unity Spiritual Campus, we look forward to seeing you. It's going to be a bunch of food. It'll be a short service, I promise. And it'll be a lot of food for us to eat on. Oh, is there someone else? Let's see here. Hi, Dee. See, I'm grateful for each day that I rise and get to experience another day on Mother Earth spinning through space. So good. Thank you, Dee, for sharing that. I was saying to someone just the other day, and I've said this being funny before. I have this shirt that says, relax, nothing is under control. There's another shirt that I'm working to get right now that says, you may as well relax, nothing makes sense. We're on a ball being hurled through space at crazy speeds around a fireball. Make that make sense. So here we are. If we think our country's on fire, you think your house, you think your life is on fire, we are literally being spun around a fireball. So welcome to the world of crazy. Most of us who have tried to control it have realized you can't. And practicing non-interference and non-resistance is a wonderful practice. Okay, I think that's it. Babe, thank you for rolling along with me this evening. I love you all. Now go and make it a great Thanksgiving season just because you can. Peace.